Each of the fighting units has a specific mission. Units want to match the victory by successfully fulfilling the task that undertake. For this reason, each unit must perform its mission in the best way possible. Infantry, tankers, artillery, air force, and many other units are part of the strategy with their own special skills and contributions. Just as each unit has its own mission, snipers also have a very important role to play. Snipers who destroy enemy targets with effective shots from a long distance leave like shadows. They target the commanders of the enemy unit's important people or a machine gun operator. The snipers have one goal with every shot: to destroy the enemy. The snipers are usually deployed in small squads and operate in geographically advantageous areas. Sniper units of the Ukrainian army have also been working with a great dedication since the beginning of the Russian occupation. Sniper units have neutralized a number of critical targets and commanders for the Russian army. The sniper units of the Ukrainian army were called ghost units. These ghost troops were indeed like shadows, watching and following the enemy and firing their shots when the time was right. In the early days of the Ukrainian defense, Russian troops did not realize this, but as time passed, the phantom troops became one of the greatest fear of Russian army. A video shared on the internet recently attracted great attention. The video showed the incredible shooting of the sniper unit of the Ukrainian army. Now, if you're ready, let's examine the shooting of the Ukrainian snipers and other developments together. Recently, new images of the battlefield were released by the Ukrainian Army Ground Forces commander. The footage shows the Ukrainian army's efforts to expel Russian occupation troops from the country and the skills of the Ukrainian sniper. The video shared by the General Alexander Syrsky provides information about the elite Ukrainian unit. The unit named Hetman Khmansky after a former leader in the southern Ukraine region is doing incredible things. The ghost group of the unit gives great courage to the Ukrainian army with its shooting. The details shared by Syrsky shows the success of the ghost troop. The video shows a sniper destroying 2 Russian soldiers. According to these images, shots are fired from a distance of 1,500 meters. It is understood that the sniper used long-range and high-caliber weapons. According to the information we obtained from local sources, the sniper were using a rifle known as MROD 338. In the video Syrsky shared, he praised the heroes and expressed his love for the soldiers of the Ukrainian army. The exact location of the 800-mile front footage was not specified, but according to the information we have obtained, the images comes from the southern front. The Ukrainian army is fighting a great struggle in the ongoing clashes on the southern front. Syrsky, like other senior Ukrainian military and political officials, often publishes images of the battlefield on the internet. The published images are followed with interest by Ukrainian supporters. Ukrainian authorities who want to share information from the front line with people in a transparent manner are trying to maintain this. General Alexander Syrsky is leading the counteroffensive operations in the south of the country. The counteroffensive operation, which has been going on since June, has gained significant momentum in recent days. The main objective in the region seems to be cut off the territory occupied by the Russian forces along the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov coast, linking Crimea to western Russia. Ukraine's phantom troops are also doing an incredible job in the ongoing fighting in the region. Teams of these snipers are deployed in hills and forests overlooking the occupied territories. Russian troops are therefore anxiously trying to defend themselves, but unless the Kremlin administration provides the troops with support they want, it seems very difficult for them to defend. The Ukrainian army, on the other hand, is becoming stronger with the support it receives every passing day. Since the first days of the Russian occupation, volunteer soldiers from many parts of the world have joined the Ukrainian army. According to the information we have obtained, and there have been significant increases in the number of the volunteer soldiers joining the Ukrainian army in recent days. Sharif Amin, who joined the Ukrainian army as part of the unit from the UK, is one of these soldiers. This British soldier has written a book about his experiences on the front line and aims to spread the word about the Ukrainian army's efforts. Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky made a call for international volunteers in the early days of the war. The call was a request to join the Ukrainian army against Russian war criminals. Following this call, many volunteers from various countries around the world joined the defense of Ukraine, stating that they did their best to be useful in the first days they came to Ukraine. Amin talked about those days. Despite Zelensky's call for help, going to war in the Ukraine required considerable efforts and initiative on the parts of the foreign volunteers. When Amin arrived early March with a group of about 15 British volunteers, he had no idea what awaited them. When they joined the Ukrainian army, they were welcomed very well, Amin said, and he made many good friends. When they arrived on the front line, he observed that the Ukrainian army worked in a planned and coordinated manner. The Russian troops, on the other hand, looked very unplanned and inexperienced. He said that the Ukrainian army overcame the difficulties together. For volunteers who arrived in Ukraine with higher skill sets, they were often given the opportunity to participate in the task commensurate with their abilities. After spending some time with the territorial defense forces around Mykolaiv, Amin joined a unit specializing in reconnaissance. The group did incredible work in the reconnaissance unit and made significant gains from the Ukrainian army at the front. The number of the volunteers joined the Ukrainian army has been on the rise since Ukraine began its counteroffensive. The Ukrainian army has significant advantages over the Russian troops on the front line. The growing problems faced by the Russian troops contribute to the success of the Ukrainian army. Large-scale support packages from the Ukrainian army are expected to be announced in the coming days. Many European countries and the United States have provided significant support to Ukraine. This support must continue for the Ukrainian army to achieve victory. The support provided by the Ukrainian army is being used in the most effective way. The biggest supporter of the Ukrainian army in counterattack operation is unmanned aerial vehicles. The Ukrainian army uses drones and technological equipment to gain an advantage in the counterattack. Intelligence work is of great importance in the conflict zone. As we mentioned in our previous days, Ukrainian intelligence is constantly conducting reconnaissance and observation activities. As a result of the reconnaissance and observation activities, and the most appropriate time for the attacks is determined. Thanks to this, Russian troops encountered the Ukrainian army when they're least expected. What do you think about the Ukrainian army's snipers? Do you think the successful shooting of the Ukrainian snipers has made Russian troops nervous? What do you think about the Ukrainian army's counterattacks operations? What do you think about the soldiers who voluntarily joined the Ukrainian army? What do you think about the situation of the Russian troops? We care about your opinion. Please share it with us.